This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 682, an excerpt from the book Rhythm: How to Achieve Breakthrough Execution and Accelerate Growth by Patrick Thean. And I'm your host and narrator, Dan, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of reading from a blog, I'm going to narrate an excerpt from a book for you, which I do from time to time, and I'll tell you about the author right after I do the reading. So for now, let's get right to it as we start optimizing your life. An excerpt from the book Rhythm: How to Achieve Breakthrough Execution and Accelerate Growth by Patrick Thean. When companies are small, it seems natural to do whatever it takes to help the company succeed. Team members contribute to the success of the company regardless of department divisions. But as companies grow, more people join the team and layers of management are added. That all-hands-on-deck culture tends to shift. Team members become singularly focused on getting their jobs done, rather than focusing on how their jobs help to move the company's plan forward. Mistakes are blamed on other departments, or on growing pains. This is an early indication that silos are forming inside your company. It happens slowly, until one day it seems as though it happens suddenly. So, as we hire more employees, how do we keep everyone engaged in moving the company plan, not just their department plans, forward? The process of planning with departments described in Part 2 is one way to prevent silos from developing. Another way is to use your do rhythm to focus on moving the company's plan forward together in all departments. All must hold themselves accountable to achieving their priorities and KPIs and allowing their teammates to help them get unstuck when they're struggling. Self-accountability is key to an effective do rhythm. To build self-accountability in your team, you must be transparent about how the work is coming along. To do this, make sure that you have clear red, yellow, green, RYG, success criteria for every priority and KPI. Then use dashboards as a tool to achieve results. Focus on developing solutions when the status of any KPI or priority turns yellow or red. RYG success criteria and dashboards are the foundation of a process of accountability and adjustments. In Part 2, we discussed how to develop these tools. With RYG, we can agree with our teams what success and failure look like for the agreed-upon KPIs and priorities in an objective way. With dashboards, we communicate status on priorities and KPIs transparently. Combined, the two allow us to have discussions and help each other solve problems. When I say accountability, images of gnashing of teeth and whacking of heads typically come to mind. Most of us are natural-born head whackers. Instead, think about accountability as the process that allows us to compare where we are to the plan so that we can help each other make the right adjustments and succeed. When we do this as soon as we discover a problem, we give ourselves the best chance of having a successful quarter. When you think of dashboards as action-oriented tools for making adjustments, not head-whacking clubs, your teams will catapult to a new level of performance. In her book Multipliers, Liz Wiseman shared that multipliers are leaders who, quote, use their intelligence to amplify the smarts and capabilities of the people around them. When these leaders walk into a room, light bulbs go off over people's heads, ideas flow, and problems get solved. These are the leaders who inspire employees to stretch themselves to deliver results that surpass expectations. End quote. I believe that teaching self-accountability in a low-drama way is one way that leaders become multipliers. And to use these tools to be a multiplier, you need to 1. Encourage transparency no matter what. If it's red, it's red. The faster the team learns it's red, the faster the team can work toward making the adjustments and getting the priority or KPI back into healthy green. When roadblocks arise, encourage people to status red or yellow early instead of hiding the problem and trying to solve it alone. Everyone should status objectively according to the RYG criteria, not on how he or she feels about the priority. And 2. Focus on the problems, not the people. It is hard to encourage transparency when you are whacking the head that was transparent. People are not red. KPIs and priorities are red, or green or yellow. When Jack first used RYG in their weekly adjustment meetings, it seemed natural to ask a team member, "Hey, why are you red this week? How can we help you get back to green?" They were inadvertently shining the spotlight on the person instead of on the problem that needed to be solved. This felt very uncomfortable for Jack and his team. When I sat in on a weekly meeting, I noticed this subtlety. We shifted their questions from, "Hey, why are you red?" to, "Why is this priority red? What can we do to move this priority from red to green?" This line of questioning unfroze their brains. It helped people relax and focus on solving problems. As Jack's executive team shifted their focus from the person to the priority, they found their weekly adjustment meetings to be much more productive and engaging, leading to stronger results for the company. This is a minor major. Minor majors are small shifts or tiny changes that produce a major change in results. Some companies might have to first work on their culture and the health of their teams before this kinder, gentler red, yellow, green will work for them. When we first used our dashboards at Metasys, the team did not react positively to the process. They were worried that failures would be highlighted and it would be personally embarrassing. This is natural. This response comes from self-preservation. The team's fear and worry will either dissolve or intensify based on your behavior when the dashboards show red. Will you see red too, or will you embrace the opportunity to manage a red priority back to green? At Metasys, to help dissolve fear, I gave everyone a get-out-of-jail-free card. In other words, there were no personal consequences to sharing a priority that was status red. I wanted people to share that they needed help as quickly as possible. I wanted us to not worry about personal consequences and focus on solving problems. I have found that using the get-out-of-jail-free card is a good way to build this habit of self-accountability in a non-threatening way. You just listened to an excerpt from the book Rhythm: How to Achieve Breakthrough Execution and Accelerate Growth by Patrick Thean. And a big thank you to Patrick for letting us share part of his book today. You know, all growing companies encounter ceilings of complexity, usually when they hit certain employee or revenue milestones. In order to burst through ceiling after ceiling and innovate with growth, a company must develop a reliable system that prompts leaders to be proactive and pivot when the need arises. Drawing on his experience as a successful serial entrepreneur and speaker, author Patrick Thean demonstrates how to identify the signs of setbacks before they occur, track those signs, and make adjustments to keep your plan on track and accelerate growth. Thean introduces a simple system to empower everyone in your company to be focused, aligned, and accountable, a 3-rhythm process for effective execution. Thean's process applies to any growing business and ensures that your organization gets into the habit of achieving success week after week, quarter after quarter, year after year. You can find the book Rhythm: How to Achieve Breakthrough and Execution and Accelerate Growth on Amazon, and I thank Patrick so much for letting us share it today. But that does it for this episode. I thank you for listening and for being a subscriber. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.